We're here in Monte Carlo for the Rendez-Vous de Septembre. For Invest TV, I'm Richard Banks. And I'm joined now by Nick Cook, who's CEO of BMS. Nick, welcome. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you, Richard. Great to be back.
It's lovely to have you. Thank you very much indeed. So it's been another busy year for BMS, some significant acquisitions. How are they bedding in? And tell us a little bit about what we can expect in the future.
Certainly. Well, it has been a very busy year. You're absolutely right, on both the reinsurance side and also on the insurance side, but particularly on the insurance side. And I'll update you on both quickly if I may. So on the insurance side, we made our largest acquisition since I last saw you, since I was last in Monte Carlo, which was David Robertson Partners in the UK. And we're nearly 12 months on, and that's been bedding in extremely well. In fact, we are delighted with how that business is bedding into BMS and wider, and has thrown up opportunities for both them and us and the market. So that's really exciting. And that was a £500 million acquisition, so that was a big one. A couple more acquisitions, doing more of the same really in territories where we are already there. So Spain, Australia, a couple of acquisitions there, which have opened up some avenues into Latin America. But more broadly afield, continuing our build out on talent, and particularly in the reinsurance area. So since I last saw you, Tony Mirabal has joined us to run our Latin American Caribbean business, which has been a really interesting development in that region, and we're very excited about that in the reinsurance sector. Brad Melvin's joined us to run our US operation, and he's got lots of exciting plans in terms of development around product, but also acquiring talent. So we're excited there. We've built out our London retro platform in the last 12 months since I last saw you, and we've also hired more talent into the London P&C reinsurance business. So yeah, it has been a very, very busy 12 months, lots of exciting, but it's all geared towards growth. And so it's great to be in Monte Carlo to hear insurers' plans and reinsurers' plans over the next sort of few months.
So we are here in Monte Carlo. Let's turn to reinsurance and the reinsurance market. There's a sense that we're at or possibly even just past the peak of the reinsurance cycle. What does your experience tell us about what happens next?
Well, I would definitely say we're past the peak. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, aside of the obvious, which is, the hurricane season, and that perhaps everyone's saying that's benign. I don't know how they know, and maybe God above does. But I think aside of something material, I think we can safely say the pricing, is softening. Casualty is still an interesting debate, and it's still quite tough around some of those casualty lines. But in the property market, and the cat market in particular, which is very much the talk of the town at the moment, pricing is definitely coming down. But not, everybody I've talked to is still saying there's plenty of pricing adequacy. So what's interesting at the moment is if you look at cat pricing in the primary market and you look at cat pricing in the reinsurance market, there is an enormous void. It seems to me that the primary market is really racing to the bottom, particularly around property cat in the US, whereas the reinsurers are trying to be much more disciplined. So discipline seems to be a word that we're going to hear a lot about over the next few days.
Looking to the future then, tell us a little bit about some of the opportunities that BMS sees in the wholesale space in US and UK.
So I think there's a lot of change just generally going across the market. I mean, is it because we're entering a soft cycle? Organic growth is harder, there's no doubt, whether you're on the balance sheet side, the underwriting side, or indeed you're on the broking and distribution side. Organic growth is slowing down. You look at that across the global brokers and across all of the carriers. So is M&A playing a bigger role? Is M&A going to play a bigger role? There's still some challenges around interest rates, inflation, et cetera, and pricing, particularly in the debt market. But I suspect, and we've already seen it with the Sompo Aspen deal, so I suspect that M&A is going to build up, but that's also happening in the wholesale market and more broader across insurance distribution. Obviously in reinsurance, there are fewer players. In insurance distribution, there are many, many more players. And there's a particular focus on the US market at the moment. And entry into the US market by global brokers, other global brokers, is throwing up huge opportunity for us at BMS in servicing cat business, US DNF business, of which Lloyd's plays a huge role. So that's a big development for us, and something we're keeping a very, very close eye on. But I suspect we will see an uptick in the M&A. I think people will have to buy growth, and that will always throw off opportunity, whether it's the wholesale market, the reinsurance market, carrier and or broker.
So we're here in Monte Carlo. Inevitably, conversations tend to sort of coalesce around some of the sexy subjects, and one of those this year is AI. What do you think of the opportunities and perhaps also the challenges that AI presents for insurance, reinsurance, brokers, underwriters?
Well, it's definitely here to stay. It's interesting. I think everybody's of the same opinion that, when it comes to face-to-face negotiation, our market is not going to change. I think AI can speed up capital to risk. I think in the broking world, there's many areas that we're looking at and we continue to invest in. But critically, AI is linked to data. And we're actually spending a lot of time in making sure that we're investing in our data and technology to align to the benefits of AI. So it's here to stay. Is it going to fundamentally change the way that we trade? I personally don't believe so. I still think in the world of complex risk, in the world of CAT, we still need individuals to navigate through the challenges that always presents. But in terms of speed, access, data, no doubt about it. And I think probably the bigger win might be on the underwriting side in the short term. It's interesting to me, though, Richard, that this has become a debate today now. Is that because we're entering a sort of slightly benign market? Because actually, AI in the insurance and reinsurance industry has been developing over the last 24 to 36 months. Yeah. So I don't think it's a new phenomenon, but it seems to be on the top of everybody's lips.
That's great. Thank you. So one final question, if I may, Nick. What issues are being missed today that will be most important in the future?
Well, I think the challenge for us as an industry, just globally as an industry, is to make sure that we're on top of innovation and we're always looking at the new risks that are developing and what, quite frankly, geopolitically or climate is becoming a riskier world. I mean, none of us surely think anything else but that. And I think there's a realization that insurance and reinsurance plays a fundamental role in helping communities, businesses, societies around the world. And without insurance and reinsurance, those societies, businesses and communities simply won't function. So keep on the forefront of innovation would be number one. And the second thing, Richard, I would say is we must keep developing talent. I think we've done a great job more recently in attracting new talent to the industry, insurance, reinsurance, but we must keep doing it. We must keep razor sharp focus that the difference in this business is the people that are in the business.
That's brilliantly said. Thank you very much indeed, Nick. Really appreciate your time today.
Not at all. Really enjoyed it. Thanks, Richard.
For AM Best TV, I'm Richard Banks.